That's it. Let me spit this gum out now because I get to chewing and y'all get to charging me up in the comments. All right. Stop smacking that gum. No, serious. This is a serious video. All right. So, I hear my mama right now. Because, look, let me tell y'all something. I was just telling my mama. Look, she on the phone talking about it right now. She over there talking about it. But, here's the thing, y'all. I was literally, last week, my mom, she was like, I lost my favorite gray sweater. And I was like, Mama, where you lose? And I ain't pay no attention because, we don't pay attention to parents. Let's keep it real. Can we keep it real? Alright, my mama's still young. So she up and about, she be gone. But check it. Check it. I told her today about the school shooting because she works right by DeSoto. And she goes to these schools all the time. The DeSoto High School shooting. Make sure you check out the video. And she was like, as I said, it was also a shooting in IKEA. And the new IKEA in Grand Prairie. And then she was like, the new IKEA in Grand Prairie? That's why I lost my gray sweater. And I remember when she came home last week, and she was like, I lost my gray sweater. I said, why didn't you go back and get it? It's too big in there. I ain't want to go back. And I was thinking, you know what? And something funny happened too, because we were driving somewhere, and I saw a gray sweater laying on the sidewalk, and I started to say something, but I got a black mama. They get mad very easily. So I wasn't going to say that. But let me just say that I'm just glad that, my mom wasn't there today when they had that. Standoff ends with dead armed suspect in IKEA parking lot. In the parking lot. Like, it's a parking lot. Like, that's where they did the shooting. Then they call this suicide by cop. When you shoot at the doggone cops, they gonna bust back. The cops ain't scared to shoot when you not shooting at them. So what makes people think that they're not gonna shoot you when you are shooting at them? Let's read about it. NBC5 Dallas Fort Worth. Oh, that loaded up real fast. I'm gonna have to do more videos on my phone because my laptop tripping. A man is dead following a standoff between police and an armed man near IKEA in Grand Prairie. Published 59 minutes ago. 9 plus 5 equals 14. And 14 is the number of disciples. Nah, Jesus had 12 disciples. I'm tripping. I added 2 more. Lord have mercy. A man is dead following a standoff between... Okay, I already said that. Like, literally just said that. I had me reread that again. Got my mouth dry. Police say they responded to a welfare check, not welfare as in the welfare office and free money and free food. Keep up with me. Cause you had somebody gonna sit up there gonna talk about, Tiffany, this young man, what does he have to do? What does it have to do with Kenneka? He was talking about Kenneka in the whole video. He just didn't say her name cause he said he didn't want to jack up her name. But he was talking about what happened to her in Chicago in the freeze. And somebody gonna say, but what does this have to do with the Kenneka? Police say they responded to a welfare check for a person inside a black 4-door Cadillac near Mayfield and Robinson Road. Oh, shoot, that's near one of my sisters. And you see, they got, this is what contributes to ADD. I don't need to know about the South Lake judge pleading guilty and resigning. That's what makes us have ADD. Cause I'm reading about a shooting, they telling me about a judge in South Lake. Shout out to South Lake. That's a good part of the city. You dig. When they approached the vehicle, the driver drove into the back entrance of the store and parked. Drove into the back entrance of the... They make it seem like he drove into the back entrance of the store and parked. I've been in a store where somebody drove in before. The whole building shook. I came up to the front. This lady was parked at the register. I'm not even lying. My mom and my 2 brothers, we was in there. I'll never forget it. The whole store shook. And we was like, we thought it was an earthquake. No, it was an old white lady parked by the candy next to the register with some shades on. She had Irene shades on. A man is dead following a standoff between police and an armed... How many times I'm gonna read that? I swear to God. Look. That's the same... So that said that was published 59 minutes ago, but then that says published 3 hours ago. Somebody lying. Let me just let him talk. Cause come on, talk. Talk. You better talk right now.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. At 1:29 this afternoon, the Grand Prairie Police Department received a check welfare call on Mayfield Road between Robinson Road and George Bush Tollway. As the officers arrived, a vehicle had pulled slightly into the IKEA parking lot. The officers approached the vehicle. As they were attempting to talk to the lone occupant of the vehicle, we had both lethal force and non-lethal force deployed because we could not see the suspect's hands. The suspect later produced a rifle. The officers, in fear of their lives, returned fire and immediately retreated to cover, where we began negotiations with the subject. Our tactical capabilities and additional officers were called to the scene. As we were attempting to negotiate with the subject to try to get him to peacefully exit the vehicle and receive medical care, the suspect produced the rifle a second time, fired at the officers, forcing the officer to return fire in fear of their lives.
To help him and he didn't pull it
the
out
officers
right.
continued to try to negotiate. A third time, the suspect produced the weapon out of the vehicle. The officers again had to return fire.
I'm like, first of all, do y'all know how long and big a rifle is? Let me see where my mama is. Mama, I want you to come out here real fast. So you say you sure you was at the IKEA in Grand Prairie? Yeah. You sure, Mama? Cause I'm trying to find out. Yeah, that's where it is.
In fear of their lives. After that point, we continued to negotiate. We had no additional movement in the vehicle. We deployed our SWAT team up to the vehicle, where we found the suspect, a deceased African-American male. And
what'd you say? Oh, okay. Girl, you better go try to get your jacket.
At least one weapon. As you can imagine, this investigation is ongoing. We have no idea of what the purpose of this person was or what he attempted to accomplish, other than we tried all peaceful means from the initial onset to the finality to try to get him to exit the vehicle without anyone being harmed. And with that, I'll be happy to answer any questions.
What brought you to a wellness call? Like, what brought you to this location again?
A citizen called in. They said that someone was in their vehicle, appeared to be slumped over. So that came into our dispatch as a check welfare call. So the officers were simply responding to check on the welfare of the occupant.
During negotiations, did he ask for anything in particular?
No, we were never able to get any response other than movement. He never verbally said anything to us. So we were never able to have a two-way dialogue.
Was anybody injured?
No, nobody was injured. Nobody in IKEA was ever in any danger. No one in our nearby church was ever in any danger. Luckily, we had a very quick GPPD response and were able to contain that scene before the suspect was able to go mobile in his vehicle and before he was able to harm anyone.
So all the shots were fired outside of the IKEA store. And do you know if the individual ever fired anything himself? Did he ever fire out toward officers?
He did. The suspect did fire at officers. And I just want to point out the vehicle was just a few feet into the IKEA parking lot. He had just pulled off of the roadway. So while we don't know what his intentions were, it appears to us that there was no involvement with IKEA. However, because we got there so quickly, if there was, we were able to prevent anyone from outside the store ever being in any danger.
Did you have anything to do with evacuating or moving people inside the store to safety? Or how was that handled?
We immediately locked down the store for the safety of the patrons and allowed them to exit the other side of the building. We immediately locked down.
I love locking down something. No, I'm about to get out the motherfucking way. I'm not about to wait for y'all to safely evacuate me, because it's obvious y'all don't be knowing what y'all doing. Because y'all could be locking us down in there with somebody else that could be in there that could be their partner. Nah.
In a nearby church, just as a precaution for everyone's safety.
What kind of weapons? Self-inflicted wounds or from?
We don't know that. We will not be able to release his identification.
Why is that lady over there to the right, smiling with that ugly floral shirt on? That is just not cute.
Be done by the medical examiner's office. Again, we we are still putting together the sequence of events, how many shots were fired, how many officers fired. We did have a number of officers out there because this was ongoing, trying to negotiate a peaceful conclusion to this incident.
You mentioned 129 for the dispatch time. Do you know how long it was before the first exchange of gunfire? And what was the spacing of time between the 3 sessions of gunfire?
Yeah, I don't have that information. We obviously have it recorded, and we'll be able to provide that information. What I know now is we received the call at 129, and our first officers arrived at 134. As far as the timing of when the shots were fired, that will be recorded in our communications center. I don't have that information readily available.
Do you have a kind of weapon it was that he had?
It appears to be a rifle. And again, I don't want to speculate on the exact type. It appears to be a rifle, just a visual examination of
Chief,
it.
in your communications with him,
I'm sorry?
in your communications with him, did he give any indication what his motive was, or what his gripe was, or what his...
No, we were never able, other than seeing movement, he never responded verbally. We were never able to have an effective dialogue. As far as the sequence of who fired first, I can't answer that right now. We're investigating as
you don't know who fired first? How can you not know who fired first? Didn't he just say that they saw a weapon and then they shot? If I'm not mistaken, I'm going to have to run that back. I'm going to have to put on the replay. Because y'all shot a little bit too fast. They acting like black mothers out here just whooping you and asking questions later. Like, pa, 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 pa. Just start shooting. Black mothers just start, what didn't I tell you? But mama, I was just asking for some cereal. Oh, you look like you were about to say something smart. They just shooting and asking questions later. Now you supposed to ask questions. Well, I understand. If somebody pulls out a gun, your first line of defense is going to be them. Well, I mean, warn them. I'm going to shoot. Because a rifle is long, right? So by the time he had by the time he had a chance to point it at you, the barrel of the gun, you could have been, I don't know.
I can imagine it's very preliminary, and we'll have the answer to all those questions once we do a thorough and complete investigation.
But what I want to know is why they needed to have police written in regular font and then police written in bold font. Like you got a small size font and then extra super large bold font of police. Like I could read police perfectly fine. Like I'm trying to have an eye test. You know how they do. Can you read this line?
Officers saw as they were approaching the vehicle, what made them think that he might have had a
Now we're trying to cover it
Yeah,
up.
they weren't able to see his hands. There was some covering in that vehicle that obviously, due to their training, made them suspicious for their safety. You know, as we always train, we had officers with
they're
lethal
so scared, but they got bulletproof everything on.
force and non-lethal force. We don't just assume it's a weapon, but once they saw that it was in fact a weapon, they were given no choice but to protect themselves.
What else was found inside the vehicle, inside the car?
We're still conducting a complete inventory of that vehicle. I don't have the information to other contents other than we do have a deceased subject, and we do have
I don't believe nothing police have to say because they completely lied about school shooting day, saying there was just a thread on Twitter and no shots were fired. Completely lied. A blatant lie. A blatant lie. So basically, Texas police have been very busy today. And this was off of President George Bush Turnpike and Interstate 20. I don't like no freeway with the name George Bush, especially President George Bush. So I often try to avoid that freeway because I don't want to ever. You know what? I was caught in. I was a couple of times with a gun situation, but one that really comes to mind, a brief story time, is I was with my granny, rest in peace, and all of a sudden we were on 20, same freeway. We were on 20. We were headed somewhere, and all of a sudden I heard sirens just in a helicopter. I looked in the rearview mirror, and all I could see in every lane were cops. Just cops everywhere. And I see they're chasing a car. And it was a rush. Because I remember my granny said it was Bullet ain't got no eyes. Skrrr! And then she catty cornered, cut the freeway, and got out the way. And then we looked to the right, and all I saw was police officers speeding by. They were chasing somebody. It was a high speed chase on the freeway with helicopters and everything. So don't say old folks can't move. Cause my granny, she act like that van was new. She put some turbo in that sucker, probably 0 to 70. Her age. She literally real fast, child. That van has them get up and go. I'm just realizing, here's why guys are obsessed with this underwear. Hold on now. Hold on. I like briefs because they show some booty on the guys. Not the boxers. But cause this white boy got a little junk in the trunk. Let me go on back up. But it's your girl at Tiffany M. Draper. And I guess I'll let him finish line and then end the video.
At least one weapon, and it appears to be a rifle.
And how many officers were involved in this initial confrontation?
Yeah, so initially we had, I believe, 4 officers there, and then as the shots were fired, additional officers kept arriving. And we keep a very accurate log of that information, so we'll know exactly.
You keep a very accurate log of that information, but you don't know who shot first. And you had 4 or 5 officers, and officers kept coming, but nobody could tell you who shot first. Okay, sir, with that hair blowing in the wind looking like Trump's toupee, we're going to let you keep lying.
But the initial response believed to be 4 officers.
Any on
No, I don't. Again, just it's still kind of piecing all that together.
Can you say at least more in a couple of minutes or like a half hour? Or?
No, it was more than a couple of minutes. Again, I can't tell you exactly, but this was ongoing for a while. Again, our goal after we were able to retreat to safety and get cover was just to try to get a peaceful conclusion to this incident.
Were there any officers working at the IKEA at the time, or was it everyone responding?
No, and I want to reiterate, we do not know of any connection to IKEA. We do not believe that there was any connection.
They scared of a backlash from IKEA talking about keep our name out of that. They was just in a parking lot. They was not pulling up trying to get nobody furniture, baby.
The IKEA patrons were never in any danger. We simply believe that this subject was on the street and just pulled right into the IKEA parking lot. He was just a few feet off of the roadway, so no indication.
Looking like Maw Paw Kettle. In the background, she's shaking her head like she don't agree. Whose mama is that? They said it was a lockdown in the IKEA, but y'all ain't had nothing to do with the IKEA. Maybe her child's still in there looking for a nightstand. And she just, it was the IKEA.
Whatsoever that there was any targeting of IKEA or any involvement of IKEA.
Do you know where the call came from to send all out?
It came from a citizen. Again, I believe the citizen was concerned. I don't have any more information other than that.
Family member? Someone knows him?
No, I don't know. Again,
it was not his car that he was in.
We do not know who owns the vehicle. We don't know his identity, or at least I don't right now. That's going to be left to the medical examiner because I want to notify next of kin. Okay? Thank you all very much. I appreciate it.
Next of kin. Kin gonna have a lot of questions. Oh, speaking of questions, let me end this video because I have a direct message on Instagram that somebody wanted me to do questions for Kenneka. If she was alive, what questions would I have asked her? I thought that was that was interesting, to say the least. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to end this video. And then I'm going to do that because, yeah, I'm going to show all my direct messages. Y'all be nosy. All right. At 12:22 p.m. yesterday, a person by the name of I won't say, "Hey Tiffany, I'm wondering, hoping that you will do a question session for Kenneka and name it. If Kenneka were here, I'd have these questions for her. First of all, I love that you're not ghetto. Not know if Kenneka was here. No, if Kenneka were here. Please consider doing this, please. Example, who asked you to go to the party? Were you and Birdie still friends the night of the party? Were you seeing Mike Tate, and was Birdie jealous of you? Were you in fear of Birdie in your last days? Was Birdie threatening you for changing gangs and dating an enemy member to make him mad? Woo, here's some allegations, boy. I don't even know. A lot of this is allegedly. Ooh. So be on the lookout for that video. I guess I'll try to do this, right, and not just ask off the wall questions. So be on the lookout for that video tomorrow. Meanwhile, thank y'all for watching this video. Thank y'all for subscribing to my YouTube channel. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to me. Or if not, keep coming back. Like church. You know how they be like, does anybody want to join today? And nobody get up. Well, that's all right, because they feel like they take it personal. I guess I wasn't preaching good enough. Well, keep coming back and joining so you can find a church home. So if you haven't subscribed yet, keep coming back. All right? Hit that thumbs up, leave a comment, and please consider subscribing. All right? It's your girl at Tiffany M. Draper. And also, if you think I should do a video like this for Kenneka, if she was here, leave some comments that you would like for me to ask. All right? I'm out.